calculations that she had done as a child.
The way I thought of it was this. As a child looks around, the question is, what is there anyway? What is there? There are, of course, all the things that we sense, but they come and go. What's actually there? And for Jessie, for whom so few things really made any kind of consecutive sense, the numbers were there. There wasn't anything else in her life that was as reliable, as stable as that. I think Jessie, at that time, could calculate about as fast as me, and maybe a little tiny hair more accurately, but we were about on the same track. And heaven knows I'm a fairly good mental arithmeticer, but nothing special. Oh, I guess they are. Yes, these are the squares of the 50 numbers between 51 and 100, but they are arranged in order of the number of powers of 2, factors of 2 that they contain. So 4096 is 2 to the 12th power. I think that one is a physicist because one seeks a kind of fundamental order in the chaos of sights and sounds around. And I think if one is autistic, one finds perhaps another kind of order. And maybe they intersect in the numerical world.
Like different kinds of each color.
The delight Jessie once found in the invariance of numbers, she now finds in the fixity of the stars, which figure frequently in the night skies of her paintings.
Libra and Virgo.
It is vital to Jessie that these night skies are astronomically correct. She pores over astronomical atlases, researching names and positions.
And an entire corona borealis.
Yet there was something about the inky blackness I found unsettling. Do you know what a black hole is, Jessie?
It was a dark pit or something like that. Like there's a black hole in the Milky Way.
There was a similar blackness in the interiors of her houses. Do you think of that as an empty room?
Yes.
For a moment, I was tempted to equate these dark vacuums with some inner empty state that was Jessie. But the sheer force of her presence discouraged such an easy way out.
And there's also other star colors.
In spite of her autism, Jessie is palpably a person.
The menstrual cycle.
Yet I remain perplexed by what has fashioned her strange personality.
Baby. Yes.
Who is Jessie? How much is Jessie the product of her autism? How much has she been shaped by her parents? This bookcase of science looks like one of yours. It's a lovely looking old book, isn't it, on other worlds than ours. And I, in seeing Jessie's beautiful pink and orange and blue and red stars, yes. I wondered whether. And then here I see a book. I think this is by Clara's brother. So yes. So he. Robert
the weather one,
yes. And then weather. I know you can't impose an idea or an interest on Jessie. I can't help wondering whether she is somehow reflecting this bookcase as she's reflecting some of the others. One of the things Clara said to me when I first came to the house, she said, you can talk to Jessie about many things, she says, but don't ask her how or why, or she'll hit you. And then therefore, of all things, I find that you, if you please, have written a book with this very title, The How and the Why. And so there seemed to me something sort of uncanny and comic here.
I know you're an eminent psychological figure, but I assure you there's nothing there that's worth chasing down.
What I was partly wondering about, I mean, in some sense, you're concerned with science and public explanation, the how and the why,
Yes.
whereas, you see, she may want to hold a private world, including a private world of numbers and colours, to herself, and this may be partly something protective. You know, don't ask me how, why, don't influence me, let me be. While autism is a developmental disorder, sometimes a devastating one, there is always within the autism a unique and sometimes strangely gifted individual. The great psychoanalyst Winnicott used to feel that there was something like a tulip in every person, and this was their essence, and that this internal part of them was inaccessible to the person themselves and should not be meddled with or touched by psychoanalysis or anything else. And one wonders if there is not some autistic essence like this tulip which needs to be respected and not meddled with.
The verticals.
Just the vertical. I did that horizontal lines
You did
on
do
the...
it. Nobody ever knew more strongly who she is than Jessie. She's the center of her universe, and her name is Jessica.